विद्यार्थी मित्र हो, भारतीय शिक्षण प्रसारक संस्था अंबेजोगाई, स्वातंत्र्यवीर सावरकर शैक्षणिक संकुल बीड तथा स्वातंत्र्यवीर सावरकर वरिष्ठ महाविद्यालय बीड अंतर्गत संगणक शास्त्र विभागाच्या वतीने सॉफ्टवेअर इंजिनिअरिंग या पेपरसाठी B.Sc थर्ड इयरच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना मी लेक्चर घेणार आहे. I am introducing myself, Sanjay Kale, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, स्वातंत्र्यवीर सावरकर Arts, Science and Commerce College, Bid. So this PPT is commonly used to B.Sc third year Computer Science students who are learning in Software Engineering CH015 for the semester 5th. Now we have up to completed one unit. We are going to learn unit second. Name of the unit second is software process and software model. We have also completed the software process. What are the software process? What it need? That may be completed in previous period. Now today we focus on and discuss on software development life cycle. What is the SDLC? Further we discuss waterfall model, incremental process model, evolutionary process model, concurrent model and specialized process model. But before that we focus on today software development life cycle. So in front of you, software development life cycle, in short it is called SDLC. SDLC have some specific features. What is SDLC? SDLC means a software life cycle model or software development life cycle. So that what is it? It is a pictorial and diagrammatic representation of the software life cycle. Pictorial representation of software life cycle is commonly called the software development life cycle. So what it represent? What it represented? A life cycle model represents all the methods required to make a software. If an engineer going to develop a software, during such time there is a need of SDLC model, and SDLC model is commonly used to make a software product that transits through its life cycle stages. Directly software cannot be developed. It has some stages that we simply called the phases. That we simply called the phases, or that we simply called the steps to make a software, that we simply called SDLC. It also captures the structure in which these methods are to be undertaken. If you have any problem to develop, then you or user or engineer help for the software development life cycle. Taking the help of SDLC, a engineer or user or any software person make a software product. In other words, a life cycle model maps the various activities performed on the software product from inspection to retirement. So this is the purpose of your SDLC, and SDLC. Why there is a need of SDLC, software development life cycle? A team of development or team of development or development team must determine a suitable life cycle model for particular plan and then observe to it. If you have any plan for development, so there is a need of SDLC, software development life cycle. Without using an existing life cycle model, the development of software product would not be in systematic and disciplined manner. With the help of such SDLC, a development is easy. A development is easy. If you have understood some steps of the SDLC, then product may be developed easily. When a team is developing a software product, there must be a clear understanding among the team representative about when and what to do. When and what to do. And in that, otherwise, it would point to project failure. If he or she cannot get the help of need of SDLC life cycle of software development life cycle, then there is a problem. There is a problem for analyzation. There is a problem for designing. There is a problem for testing and so on. Now, so this is the one pictorial format for development of a life cycle. It is simply called the life cycle. So this is the one picture in front of you, software development life cycle, and these are the stages. These are the stages. First is a requirement analysis. Next one is defining and designing. Next one is a coding. Next one is a testing. Next one is a deployment. And last stage is a maintenance. And these stages are commonly called the phases, and it is also called the software development life cycle. Through this life cycle, a software team develop his product. So that is the main thing of software development life cycle. Now look at each stage in the life cycle. The stages of SDLC are as follows. What is the function of first stage? Planning and requirement analysis. What it contains? Requirement analysis is the most important and necessary stage in the SDLC. The senior member of the team perform it with inputs from all the stakeholders and domain experts, SMEs in the industry. Planning for the quality assurance requirement and identification of the risks associated with the project is also done with this stage. And business analyst and project organizer set up a meeting with the client to gather all the data, like what customer wants to build, who will be the end user, and what is the objective of the product. Before creating a product, our core understanding or knowledge of the product is very necessary. So this is nothing but the software team and customer meeting important things. For example, a client want to have an application which concern with the money transaction. Suppose client want to develop a money transaction software, then all the things related to money transactions are discussed in planning and requirement analysis stage. Next stage is a defining and requirement. Once the requirement analysis is done, the next stage is certainly represent and document the software requirements. In that, this is very important. Once the requirement analysis is done, झाल्यानंतर पुढची जी स्टेज आहे ती आहे डिफाइनिंग ए रिक्वायरमेंट. The next stage is certainly represents, documents software requirement and get them accepted from the project stakeholders. This are accomplished through SRS, software requirement specification document, which contains the all product requirement to be constructed and developed during the project life cycle. All requirements are defined, customers requirements are defined in the defining requirement stage. After that, when this defining requirement is complete, then design the software. The next page is about to bring down all the knowledge of requirements, analysis and design of the software project. This page is the product of the last two. Product of the meaning is that the analysis and defining requirement and design of the software product. This page is the product of the last two, like inputs from the customer and requirement gathering. Now, fourth one is developing the project. In this page, actual development begins. What begins? Actual development, and the programming is built. Programming is built, meaning it that a knowledge of source code is required in the developing of the project. The implementation of design begins concerning writing a code, or it is also called the source code. Developers have to follow the coding guidelines described by their management and programming tools. Programming tools, you know, compiler, interpreter, debugger are used to develop and implement the code. Meaning is that one of the programming language, knowledge of one of the programming language is required there for developing your project to solve your problem in analysis, defining and designing stage. After completion first 3 pages, so developing of the project is nothing but the important stage here. Now testing. After completion of the coding, after the code is generated, it is tested against the requirement to make sure the product are solving the needs addressed and gathered during the requirement stage. During the stage, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testings are done there. And then stage number 6, deployment. Once the software is certified and no bugs or errors, bug and errors, meaning is that if there is no any errors in your program, in your project, or any bugs in your project, then it is deployed, it is complete. Then based on the assessment, software may be released as it is or with suggested enhancement in the project segment. After the software is deployed, then its maintenance begin. After completion of 6 stages, your last stage is nothing but the maintenance. That is simply called the 7th stage. Meaning is that once when the client start using the development system, then the real issues comes up and requirements to be solved from the time to time. This procedure where the care is taken for the development product is known as the maintenance. If any error occur, then that error may be solved by the software provider. Meaning is that a leader or a team leader of software development project follow the 7 steps. From analysis to maintenance. In summary, in this period, if you want to develop a software, then there is a need of life cycle, analysis, defining, designing, deployment, before that testing, deployment and maintenance are the 7 steps for development of a product. And there is a need of compiler knowledge, there is a need of interpreter knowledge, there is a need of any type of programming language. You are going to develop a product in it. So this is the very simple life cycle, if you study carefully,